it's exactly a year since the Springboks lifted the World Cup at the Yokohama Stadium in Japan after beating England 32-12. Tries by Magazole Mapimpi and Cheslin Colby, as well as Andre Pollard's goal kicking, earned the Springboks their third Rugby World Cup victory. Let me take you live now to eNCA's Ronald Masinda at the home of SA Rugby in Cape Town. Ronald, earlier you spoke to the Western Province Rugby President Zalt Maree at the Newlands Stadium. That's an iconic arena in terms of rugby in this country, and it will be definitely greatly remembered, right?
Indeed, Tulas, it's a great stadium that has hosted great events. Who can forget the '95 World Cup, where the opening match between the Springboks and the Wallabies was played at Newlands, where the Springboks beat the Wallabies, and also the great semi-final between New Zealand and England, where John Olomu scored those famous 4 tries. But I'm now going to change tack a bit, Tulas, and get a member of staff to talk to us about what today means for the Springboks. It's Renee Naylor. She's the physiotherapist of the South African rugby team. Renee, thank you so much for your time. I mean, I'm sure you must have fond memories. Talk us through what was actually happening during that famous night that the Springboks beat England.
Yes, it was a very special moment, and I think today is not just a special moment for the team. I think it's a special moment for South Africa. We achieved something so great by being together, being stronger together, and also persevering. So I'm hoping this is a victory for everyone today. And for us, I mean, I think back that time today. I was, just listening to our president. Our honourable president came all the way to Tokyo to speak to us. It was such a special moment. You felt that there was something more than just a game happening, and that was so special.
Now, to a lot of our viewers, they might not know that the Springboks also had 4 female members of staff. I mean, that's a huge achievement.
That's a massive achievement. We were the World Cup team with the most females in management, 4 females, our dietitian, our PR manager, and my colleague Tanishri, the other physiotherapist. So we were 4 females, which is such an important thing that, diversity makes us stronger.
And an important issue that we touched on before the World Cup, a lot was, of course, happening in South Africa. It's something that you documented recently in a documentary. Just talk us through those difficult moments before the team left for Japan.
Yes, we had lots of difficult moments and challenges before we left, and we need strong leadership to make bold, decisive decisions, and you depend on your leadership to make those decisions. And the decision we made when leaving was one that we had to back and support and be together and focus on, Rassie was always saying, let's focus on the game, because if we play good rugby and we win games, we will give hope to people, which is what we hope we've achieved, and that translates into more than just, hope, but that we have people investing in diversity, and people investing in people that are hopeless situations and that have shown us that can achieve.
You have a very difficult task, I have to admit, because rugby, as we all know, it's a short career. Players rely heavily on physios to make sure that they're rid of injuries and they don't become injured for a long period of time. Talk us through some of the challenges. You've been with the Springboks since 2008. I'm sure you've had many memories down the line.
Yes, there's been lots of special memories with regards to injuries, but I think we've reached a stage where players take a lot of ownership. We don't police players anymore. Players take accountability for their well-being and for their injury prevention and their injury management. So I think things have become easier over the years, where you're working and networking with players. You form the goals for rehab together. And I think, yes, we had challenges with players being injured after our first test match in Japan. Against New Zealand, where you feel for those players, because you know how much preparation has gone into preparing for that World Cup tournament. It's not just a quick preparation. We were preparing for 2 years. And to fall out in that first test match, that's quite a big thing for a player. And as a physio, you'd like to not only be there to fix them, but also support them in that process when they miss out on a big tournament like the World Cup.
Let's talk about something that many of us didn't prepare for, the COVID-19 pandemic. The Springboks aren't playing this year, and many are concerned that given that the British and Irish Lions are coming to South Africa, the Springboks might not have enough preparation. Just talk talk us through, as a member of staff, the impact that this has had on yourself?
Yes, COVID-19 has had a massive impact on everybody in every sector, and sport is no different. And for us as a medical team, it has been challenging because you're sort of reinventing how we do things, as in every industry that's happening. And so for us, yes, it was a very good and wise decision not to be part of the championship because we were not prepared. Our lockdown was probably the strictest that any other country has had. And we knew that for our player welfare, we needed to give them adequate conditioning and match time before they do a test match. So in saying that, that will be the same application for the Lions Tour. We really look forward to the Lions Tour. We really want to be back. It's mixed feelings today. I'm so emotional. We've won. We've been world champions for a year, but we haven't played a single test match, which is also sad for us as management and for the players. But it makes us motivated to work harder, to come back stronger when we take on the Lions in next year.
Renee, thank you so much for your time. Great pleasure to chat with you. Well, to us, bittersweet for the Springboks, given that in as much as today is a day to celebrate, the Springboks haven't been active, or they won't be playing for the rest of the year, given what the COVID-19 pandemic has had in terms of its impact. And we've seen right across SA Rugby now, a lot of people who work within the structures have had to take huge pay cuts because of this issue. And we've seen tournaments being played in front of empty stadiums. And it's really worrying times for South African rugby. But there is a glimmer of hope that with the British and Irish Lions expected to be here, a very famous tour, that SA Rugby might at least make some huge financial, or can be a huge financial boost for South Africa.